Hey guys, Kyo here. So this is a bit of a different type of episode. This is a interview with me and Kalani Hubbard, the creator of the Pure Magic Pictures company and streaming service. This is a newer format that we want to try out. We want to try and do more interviews, getting to know some more people. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, please let us know in the comments. Send us emails on Facebook, Twitter. Let us know that you guys are enjoying this type of content. If you're not, we'll probably phase it out. But for now, enjoy the episode with me interviewing Kalani Hubbard for the new movie Skye Hoshi, coming out on April 5th. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Anime Podcasters. Today, we've got a really special episode for you guys today. For starters, Jyan is not here. It's just me and Kalani Hubbard.
Hey.
I hope I said that right.
Nailed it. Nothing but net.
That's a word for it, I'm sure. Okay, so I've brought Kalani on here to discuss your guys' new movie, Skye Hoshi, correct?
Yeah, Skye Hoshi, anime girl. Excited to talk about it.
Yeah, we were approached by you and your company to basically promote this movie, and I'm very much, personally, I am actually very curious about this film. I'll probably be checking it out when it comes out.
Sweet. Love it.
Yeah. What's going to happen here, guys, is I'm basically just going to go through a very simple interview. I'm just going to ask Kalani a few questions about his film and some of what goes into it. So if you're ready, I've got questions lined up.
I'm ready to roll. Good to go.
All right. So aside from it's a pleasure to have you on here, it's really nice to have new faces and just share the podcast with people that are new. And what would you like to share with somebody who's like just now seeing you guys for the first time? Like, what exactly is it that you guys do?
Yeah, so I'm Kalani Hubbard. I am a writer-director, and me and my wife, who's also a writer and director, started a streaming company / movie studio called Pure Magic Pictures. And it's a little baby tiny streaming service that you can watch all of the things that we make. So we make a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, and Pure Magic Pictures is this wonderful place that you can go to watch all of our wonderful indie things all in one spot. And so we're really excited about it. We have like an adventure movie called Plunder Quest that's been like critically acclaimed and won a lot of awards. Very proud of that. Yeah.
Wow.
Super cool. And so Plunder Quest is like a really big project that I worked on. And it's on there. And we have a lot of other stuff too. My wife did a punk rock romance film. It's very emo. It's amazing.
Interesting.
It's called Lily Darling, and it's a period piece set in 2006. Bunch of emo kids just being emo. I love it. And so that was a really fun movie. We have a bunch of shows, and now we're making Skye Hoshi Anime Girl, which is a movie about an anime character who falls out of her poster, goes missing from her anime, and has to find her way back before her anime is destroyed. So it's a really, really fun movie. It's like a fantasy film, but there's a lot of comedy, a lot of heart, and if you like anime, you're gonna love this. We actually created a brand new.
Well, you are on an anime podcast, so if these people didn't like anime, I think you'd probably be in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place if you don't like anime. That's great. It's a really cool movie, and we actually created an actual new anime character called Skye Hoshi, and it's all about her journey and falling into this world and trying to get home.
Right, of course. So as someone who's kind of grown up in like the early 2000s myself, this movie seems to kind of take inspiration from those early 2000s movies where like the cartoon character comes into the real world. Also some of the the late 90s films. What movies specifically inspired this idea? Like what exactly got you guys thinking like, oh, this would be a great idea for a movie?
Yeah, so if I were to point at anything, I would say Back to the Future would probably be one of my biggest inspirations.
Really?
Which,
Okay.
I feel like probably doesn't really make a ton of sense because like it's not like somebody like becomes real and tries to, whatever. But it's just like that spirit of Back to the Future, how it's such an amazing adventure, but there's a lot of comedy and a lot of heart. I was really trying to get like that feeling of like E.T. or Back to the Future kind of infused into this movie.
Right.
I love all of those movies that I grew up with, all of like the Spielberg adventures or like Robert Zemeckis.
Right, of course.
So it's like, those are the movies that made me want to make movies. And so, for me, I always like, those are always my starting place. I'm like, okay, those are the things that inspire me. And so Back to the Future was, I think, one of my biggest inspirations for this film.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So, instead of a DeLorean, we got anime. So, there we go. So, very excited about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I see how that I see how that could translate. Actually, I'm surprised at that answer.
Yeah, it's not an answer you would expect, but it's
No, absolutely not.
yeah, but it definitely has the tone for sure. Like it's got the heart, the
Yeah,
comedy.
absolutely. I see a lot of that Back to the Future type of music, especially like the. Of course, I've only seen the trailer and what is currently out so far. I really find the music is very reminiscent of that type of music. It's very Alan Silvestri. It sounds very very of that era.
Totally, yeah. My composer Victor, he's killing it. He's doing an entire.
Oh, he's absolutely wonderful.
He's a great guy. He's doing a whole like orchestral score for the whole movie, and kind of the fun thing about this movie too is this movie revolves around a character named Adam, and he works in a comic store. And so Skye Hoshi falls out of the poster on the wall of the comic store, and kind of falls on top of him in a very classic anime style. And
of course,
yes. And then that kind of starts the whole adventure. And so he's actually in a band, and we start out in the movie with him and his band having band practice in the comic store back room, and then they get shut down because they're not supposed to have band practice in the back room. And so the boss runs in. He's like, "What are you guys doing? Gonna get a noise complaint. Come on." But it's really fun because the band is called Rare Candies, just for those Pokemon fans out there. Band is Rare Candies. And it was really fun because we actually made some like real rock tunes for it. So like the movie starts out with an original like punk rock song. I'm calling it nerd rock because all the lyrics to the music in the band are very like nerd lyrics. It's amazing. The first one's about like card battles.
That sounds very fitting for a Pokemon centric band.
Yeah, exactly. So this first song is about like card battles, and the next song in the movie is called Tamagotchi. And so it's there's a lot of fun nerd lyrics in these songs, but it was really fun because we actually created a band for the movie and made some music for it. So it's like we have, of course, the orchestral score for the whole movie, but then there's these amazing moments where the band's actually like playing nerd rock, and it's really, really cool. So yeah,
it sounds very fitting. I mean, especially if your movie's centering around anime and it's centering around just nerd culture in that sense. Like I can absolutely see like why that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, it's the nerd rock, Rare Candies. They rock really hard.
Yeah. So I'm very curious. So, like, when making an anime-inspired project, how do you personally choose to use the tropes and trappings of anime to your benefit? Because as somebody who's seen probably like an unhealthy amount of anime, like there's a lot of tropes. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that are usually expected of it, and how. And with how live action anime adaptations haven't done that very well. How do you personally like try to how do you guys try to make that transfer into live action? Because the actress who's playing Skye Hoshi's live action character is really good. She's giving off a performance that seems very different from what I was expecting. Like what a live action anime person would be like.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, Olivia Roldan, who plays Skye Hoshi, is amazing. She really brought so much to this character, and she did this. There's this like beautiful line between like overacting and going too big and crazy with something, but also keeping it really grounded and real. And so she did the perfect balance between being an anime character and acting like one, but also being a grounded, real person, because she's like real now. Mm-hmm. And so, her performance was fantastic. She really brought so much to this character, because it's, her character is very curious, very funny, but very serious all at once. And so that's a hard combination to pull off. And so, she really nailed it. And, you really fall in love with Skye. Like as soon as she falls out of that poster and, she starts to threaten everybody with her laser gun, because you're like, okay, this character's amazing. So
as an anime character would probably do.
Exactly. But like you're saying with the tropes and the things with, your classic anime, I tried to take the ones that I know that I've seen a ton, and I'm like, this would just be fun to put in here as like almost like winking at it, being like, hey, we all know, like we all, like if something were to happen in an anime, this is how it would happen, So I tried to do that every now and then, just to like be like, when else can you, when you do that, it just makes perfect sense. So I feel like we struck a good balance with that too, because I didn't want to like overdo it, because this is live action, and I didn't want to like do a bunch of crazy stuff that just wouldn't make necessarily sense in a live action, but it makes sense in an anime. So I tried to strike that balance too, just like what Olivia did with Skye's character, how there's that fine line between overdoing it as an anime character and being real. She like found that perfect balance. For me, in all the anime tropes, I feel like we did enough of them to like satisfy without going overboard, where you're like rolling your eyes, being like, okay, we get it, So I think it's like a really good balance. And so you'll find some, like if you see the trailer, you'll see she falls out of the poster and she falls on top of Adam, and like in the most classic anime way ever.
That seems very fitting. I mean, like it's such a common trope. And I hadn't even thought of it until like you had pointed it out. I was like, oh yeah, that is a thing that pretty much almost every anime has done. And it makes sense for that to be like the introduction shot. And I think that's really brilliant on your guys' part, actually.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we tried to do that as much as we could, and as much as it made sense. So I think you'll find a fun little balance of like, oh, that was cool, like, with like her falling, or the way she eats ramen. The ramen scene is hilarious. And there's lots of good moments like that.
Interesting. I will say, like, it's interesting to hear your take on like how to maintain a balance, because part of what everybody seems to love about anime is that it's such a weird art form. Like it's already supposed to be exaggerated, and bringing that into live action is so challenging.
Right.
And I like the balance that I've seen so far. I'm really excited to just see this movie, because I'm very curious how you guys are gonna handle it, like as a full film. Like, obviously I've only seen what has been put out so far, and I'm very curious and very excited to check this out.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun to film, and it was like this beautiful balance of celebrating anime and doing things in like an anime style way, while also being like, this is a live action film about a character that falls into our world. And so that was kind of like the fun balance, because it's like your traditional movie, but then an anime character falls into it. And so she brings all of the the anime stuff. So it's not like the movie, if she wasn't in the movie, it's like, no, there would be no anime stuff at all. So it's like this cool thing where she brings that. As soon as she falls out of that poster, it's like our camera angles start to tilt, and you see, you know, like all of these cool little moments, and she brings the anime to it. And then as her character progresses, like, so does some of the anime stuff, and it's just a really cool balance. And it was really fun because this movie, you know, we're very indie. I don't know how much I, you know, said that, but like, it was like a really small team of us making this film. Our blood, sweat, and tears. You know, I personally filmed it. Now I'm personally editing it. I wrote it, directed it. So it's like, my wife produced it. You know, our team, Eva is like our set designer, and she also did like a million other things. Like, there was just like a very small handful of us like making this film, and that was kind of like the beauty of it, because, you know, by the end of it, you kind of feel like a little family making this cool thing. And it was really fun because we were able to film actually at Anime NYC as like the big ending to the movie. Without any spoilers, we actually go to Anime NYC, and Skye Hoshi herself goes to the big anime conference put on by Crunchyroll. And that was really fun because we actually got permission from Crunchyroll to go film. And we were able to film for 2 days at the conference, and we got a bunch of amazing shots. And it was a really cool way to like end the film, is like Skye Hoshi goes to the anime convention, you know. And while
I think we've all had like the idea of like, what would an anime character think of a convention?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a degree of there's definitely a degree of separation there, I think.
Yeah, and so it was really fun. I was actually our first day of filming. We go to Anime NYC. Skye Hoshi gets in her outfit, and we start to film, and like literally, like people were coming up to her and be like, "Oh my God, I love your cosplay. Who are you? What character are you?" You know, and people were like taking pictures with her and stuff, and it was really cool because we were like, it felt like a little debut of our character to the world, to these people who like love anime. And so it was really cool because they loved it, and it was really validating for us and gave us a little like, you know, a little pep in our step, being like, okay, people love this is cool, you know. Like, we made a character in a movie that we thought was cool, but it was really validating and inspiring to see the other anime fans love it too. Or we're like, okay, we're on to something, this is cool, you know. So but yeah, it was really fun to film at Anime NYC, and the a lot of photos were taken with Skye Hoshi, which is great.
Right. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be a little surreal on some level. Like, you're making an anime film, and like you're already getting like some of the con experience that comes after making an anime film. Yeah,
it's like you're getting that con experience while filming. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was very interesting.
What an amazing idea! Like, just that sounds like a very surreal and very like. It just sounds so like out there for that to happen, like while you guys are filming.
Yeah, there's actually this joke where she runs up to one of the booths at the con, and she's like, "Oh, I'm looking for," you know, she's looking for her poster, basically, because that's what she fell out of. And so, you know, without any spoilers, she's searching for her poster at the con because they sell posters there and stuff. So she goes and she asks the guy, she's like, "Hey, do you have any Skye Hoshi posters here?" And he's like, "Hey, good try on that cosplay there. You look almost like her," you know. he's like really like dissing like how she like tried to look like Skye Hoshi but doesn't look like her. It's a really funny bit where she's like, right. Okay. Anyway, you know, but it was really funny because it's like he's like talking to Skye Hoshi about how her cosplay is just okay.
Right.
She's like, I am Skye Hoshi. What are you talking about? So yeah, but it was fun. It was fun to film at the con and do some fun shenanigans there.
Yeah, of course. Okay. I think I'll just cap this off with asking, like, what exactly are you most proud of in regards to having made this project?
Oh man. Well, I think I'm very proud of the fact that we created an original anime character that we think is really, really cool, and that people who have seen it are really excited about. And that's a really special thing, because it's hard to make an original character that other people think is like cool too, you know? And so it's a really exciting thing to make a character that people are welcoming with open arms and really excited about and want to see more. And so I think that would be one of the biggest things I'm proud of. And of course, you know, just continuing with that, making a whole movie around it. Of course, this movie is my best work so far. I'm very excited to share it with the world. It's an amazing fantasy movie. Got a lot of heart. It celebrates anime, celebrates, you know, just nerd culture altogether. And it's a really, really great film. So if you like anime and or movies in general, I think you're going to like what we're made. And so I'm very proud of it, and very proud of what we've done. And I just can't wait for people to see it. So yeah,
I'm excited to see it too, and I only learned about it fairly recently, like when you guys approached us about it. So
yeah,
I'm very curious. I'm very curious how you guys pull this off.
Yeah, I can't wait to show people. Yeah, my wife, I think, was the one that reached out to you, and she was the producer on the film, and she was there every day. Like, she did hair and makeup and like a bunch of other stuff. Like all of us wear so many different hats, and that's kind of the fun thing about indie filmmaking, you know, is that, you know, there's just a small team of us making something spectacular and having fun doing it, and you know, just making stuff with a lot of heart. And this is our art, and we're excited for people to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell you guys are very passionate about this, and I'm excited to see how this all unravels when the film does come out. So yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I think you like anime. Word on the street. So I think I think you like this.
I should
one
hope
too.
so. I should hope so.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to come to a close here, so let's go ahead and plug ourselves. If you guys can find me, GoProKyo, at GoProKyo on Twitter and Newgrounds and many other places. And Kalani, would you like to plug yourself? Tell people where you can be found.
Yes, I will tell the people. So you can find me at Kalani Hubbard on Instagram. If you want to see what we're doing. You can also follow Pure Magic Pictures on Instagram as well. That's where you can get lots of updates on the movie and lots of fun stuff and see what we're doing. And then if you're interested in what we are making, you can go to puremagicpictures.com, and you can see all the movies, all the shows, all the things that we're doing. There's a lot of free stuff on there, so you can get a taste for free. And then there's, you know, if you like it, then you can get a subscription and watch even more stuff. So, you know, I'm really excited for people to see what we're making. We're a little mom and pop streaming shop, and we hope that you guys enjoy our films and our shows. And then if you're interested in watching Skye Hoshi before anyone else, we are doing a live digital premiere, which I'm very excited about, on April 21st. And this live digital premiere is basically like a digital version of a movie theater premiere experience. And you can go to skyehoshi.com, and Skye is spelled with an E, so it's SKYEHOSHI.com. And very excited about that, because you'll actually watch the movie live with me and Skye Hoshi herself and some other cast members and crew members. And we're going to be doing like a fun thing before the movie. We're going to all watch the movie together. And then afterwards, we're going to do a Q&A, just kind of like a hangout for a sec. It's going to be very interactive. So yeah, get your tickets and you can see the movie before anyone else and be at the premiere digitally with us. And yeah, it's going to be really awesome. I just can't wait. And it's going to be very interactive, and you'll get to see the movie before anyone else, which is really exciting. And we're also very excited because if you can just get like a regular ticket, which you can watch the movie, and then after the movie's over, you'll actually get a link to own the movie forever. So it's like going to the movie theater, and then on the way out, they hand you a DVD or something. It's crazy. So that's what we're doing. It's going to be really cool. And you also get a free month of Pure Magic Pictures on top of that, all for the price of a movie ticket. So, it's pretty dope. Wow. And if you want to be extra cool, we actually are making a Skye Hoshi manga. And you can get a manga with the purchase of a ticket as well, if you get the manga version of the ticket. Very excited about that because it tells the whole story of Skye Hoshi in her anime before she falls out of the poster. So you get more context of the movie. So very pumped on that. So yeah, I encourage you guys, if you're interested in this film at all, go to the premiere, because the premiere is going to be dope. Don't wait till it's out on streaming, because it's, you'll be late to the party. And then, how embarrassing. Nobody wants to be that guy. So you should...
That's true. That's true.
So... you'll miss out on all the memes, so you should definitely come watch it with us and have fun.
Yeah. Guys, this has been another episode of Anime Podcasters, interview edition, I suppose. Kalani, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for everybody to see what we've made.
Hey guys, Hotshot here. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Anime Podcasters. We have over 100 other episodes for your entertainment found wherever podcasts are available, such as Spotify. We also release new episodes twice a month, so keep an ear out for us. You can follow the podcast at Anime Podcasters on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Giant Music's YouTube channel. Giant himself can be found on social media at Giant Music, as well as his own website, giantmusic.com. Kyo, our artist for the podcast, can be found on Twitter and YouTube at GoProKyo, as well as his website, ccartgalleryportfolio.com. As for me, Hotshot, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter at HotshotGinger. As always, guys, thanks for listening to us. Hope to talk to you soon. Take care.